watch this.
Take the shot, Richie. Go ahead.
Her hand.
Watch Annie Duke, who is, look at her shuffle
Light
the
of
chips.
hand.
Shuffle the chips.
Very impressive.
It's a misspent youth. That's all that it is.
She has made millions
You know,
of places bets.
if I sit down at a poker table and somebody's doing that,
You should
I'm
run
gonna-
away.
I'm
They
walking.
spend a lot of time.
And not losing at the poker table, winning at the poker table. And from this season's Celebrity Apprentice, Annie Duke, let's talk about drama for a second. Everybody's talking about it. You did not get along with the Rivers ladies. And was it, you know how that is sometimes where it's a two-way street, or did you actively not get along with them?
No.
Did they not get along with you?
They didn't get along with me. I think, I mean, I don't really know. I can't get into their, heads. But what happened was I think that they thought that I was going to make sure that Brandy Roderick got fired. And Brandy, who actually was playing kind of what I considered to be a bad strategy, came up to me after I criticized her and said, "You're right, how do I change?" And there's nothing I respect more on this planet than someone who doesn't get emotional and takes constructive criticism. I became very good friends with Brandy, and immediately it was like on a dime, and they started attacking me, referencing the Nazis and Hitler quite a bit, and doing that, which seemed a little bit weird. But so it was a little bit weird, because I think that for them it was okay if I was teamed with them to throw Brandy under the bus, but as soon as I was with Brandy, and not actually trying to throw them under the bus, I just thought Brandy was great, then all of a sudden it was a cabal and it was two-faced and all these things, when really it was just me updating my opinion. But
isn't that funny that all of these strategies and alliances and all of this did you have an idea that this would come into play?
But I didn't really even have an alliance with Brandy. I just thought she was great.
Yeah.
So because I kind of feel like in that game, you don't need alliances because Trump decides. So it's not like Survivor.
Right.
So as long as you're doing your job and you're doing what you need, it's just a matter of like I think it's to your advantage actually a lot of times to bring the stronger players along with you, because that helps you.
But living in the world of poker, you realize.
Just should deal while we're talking.
Living in the world of poker, you must have learned in poker. You sometimes sit hours and hours, or like all day and night at a table. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon, and that must help you because the calm, and you got to put on your poker face.
The other thing I think that really helped me, because I think people have commented to me like, I don't know how you didn't, jump at her and start insulting her back. And one of the things you know from poker is that tilt is very bad. It's like getting emotionally out of control. It's getting emotionally out of control at the table, because when you're like, how you'll be in an argument and they'll say sleep on it?
Yeah.
Like, because people are really bad at making decisions when they're completely upset. So I've learned from poker, because you have bad things happen to always keep cool. So
well, let's watch the clip from the president. As you'll see, I think Annie does keep her cool. Take a look.
You are a piece of and you're a stupid blonde. And your people, you give money with blood on it. You're a poker player. A poker player. That's beyond white trash.
Poker players are the most awesome people in the world.
Poker players are trash, darling. Trash.
We're not going to do this, but if Joan Rivers walked in right now, what would be your thought?
I think it would be the same thing that I was there. I think I would just be confused by the personal attacks. I mean, there's just sort of there's two things that bothered me. One is that I think that comparing anything that happens on Celebrity Apprentice to the slaughter of 6 million Jews is offensive. Yeah. So particularly, she's Jewish and my dad's Jewish, and I thought that was a little bit weird to be bandying that about. But the other thing is, I think the thing that upset me the most was not so much the attacks on me, but the attacks on poker players in general. At that point in the show, the show total had raised $700,000, and $200,000 had come through my friends who were all poker players in support of these charities. So I was very upset that she was maligning this whole group of people that had done nothing but support these charities in a really selfless way. And I think I said in my blog, I said, her saying all these horrible things about poker players would be like me saying comedians are miserable, angry people who take out their unhappiness and angst on the rest of the world by insulting them. I see. Which would be very unfair, I want to say. That was very unfair to do.
Let's talk about your celebrity poker tournament.
Yes.
And, this is taking place with a lot of great people, right?
So excited. So Don Cheadle and Norman Epstein and I founded, love him. We founded a charity about 2.5 years ago called Anti-Up for Africa. And because I knew through poker that you can raise all this money for charity through poker, because I'd done it. And so we kind of teamed up because we were both very interested in what was happening over in Darfur. So over the past 2.5 years, we raised almost $2.5 million for the cause.
We're not going to be invited because our poker skills are
so it's July 2nd.
July 2nd, and where's
at the Rio in Las Vegas. It's part of. We're teamed with the World Series of Poker, so it's an official World Series of Poker. That tournament alone in the past 2 years has raised $1.1 million. So lots of great people. people are going to come out. Charles Barkley comes out every year. Herschel Walker. Last year we had Ben Affleck and Matt Damon out there. Casey Affleck is coming out.
We're going to ask Annie in the commercial, and then she'll tell us who the best and worst poker players are. Here's your book, Annie Duke. I raised, folded, bluffed, flirted, cursed, and won millions.
Yeah.
And you can too.
Do that thing again with the
million.
Okay, do it again. Do
Wow.
I'm trying to.
She's shuffling the things. And then we should thank our friends here at Darafeev Resort Furniture in Chino. They provided the poker table
This is the
and
best.
the chairs. And
Yeah.
the chairs are
Very
super
comfortable.
Very.
When I do
Let's
this,
just keep
cushion.
this. You know, we can have the show. We can just, between now and 1 o'clock
You don't
news.
need
we can
that.
do
Celebrity
Okay.
Apprentice,
I
our
wanna
Sunday
know
nights
what
on
I
NBC.
got.
So we
Oh
go in
my
the
gosh,
break.
look what I have.
She's got 20.
Oh,
Now I have 3 queens.
Oh, see, we don't know how to play, but you win.
no luck for us.
I've got a full house.
And,
Go ahead.
For poker people, I'm sorry, Annie says that Omaha is better than Texas Hold'em.
I
which is
think
very
so.
important.
I like it better.
I'm sorry, Michaela.
July
It's okay.
2nd, the Rio, Ante Up for Africa.
Still ahead. Gail's going to take us inside the drum lab.
Okay.
Stay with us. We'll be right back. I can't do this. It's just all.
Rock and roll.